Coming up next, here on Golf America, we're heading to Vero Beach, Florida, as we'll take you around a wonderful Joe Lee designed golf course.
You do that and you push your hips back and your
Golf fitness coach Mindy B offers up a great pre-round routine exercise to help you get fit for golf and fit for life. Plus, PGA professional Sal Spallone will show us how to release the anxiety of hitting a chip shot and a great short game tip.
This shot. I want to think a little bit more of the feel of the shot.
Golf America, a weekly look at the courses you play and the game we love, is brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game, and by cyberlinksgolf.com, the home of golf course videos. Back in 1973, Dr. Henry Day purchased some 576 acres of land just north of downtown Vero Beach. His vision was to create a golf club that would be centered around a signature golf course. Dr. Day saw the special character of the land used as a dairy farm and its potential to become a high-end golf club. He then pulled together a group of golfing buddies from the nearby Johns Island Club, and together they established the Indian River Trails Land Trust. In March of 1975, the Indian River Golf Club was incorporated. The club went on to purchase 180 acres of land from the Land Trust. The remaining 400 acres was then optioned to the Florida Land Company. In 1978, golf course architect Gentleman Joe Lee was called upon to design and oversee the building of the golf course at Indian River Golf Club. By November of 1978, the name was changed to the Bent Pine Golf Club, reflecting the iconic tree Joe Lee left in place in the 18th fairway. And a year later, the first rounds were played on what Joe Lee described as his favorite course. In the beginning, with the cumulative amount of acreage allotted to golf course architect Joe Lee, he was able to design a layout that does not have parallel holes.
You always feel like the hole that you're playing is like the only hole in the world.
Together with the elevation changes, makes the course at Bent Pine Golf Club unique and special.
The pine trees make the golf course special. And the golf course is always in fantastic shape.
And since this course is part of a golf course community, the developers took extra care in offsetting the homes from the course itself. So in essence, you will always feel like it is you, your sticks, and Mother Nature. From your first tee shot on through your final putt here at Bent Pine, Joe Lee takes you on a golfing journey where a challenge awaits you on each and every hole. For the most part, you'll find generous landing areas off the tee. However, a good portion of the 124 bunkers on this layout can be found lining the fairways, telling you, as Joe Lee put it, where to go and where not to go.
Some of them really come into play and others don't so much. It's more of a directional thing and more aesthetic than anything else.
Also coming into play out here at Bent Pine is the H2O.
We have water on 6 of the holes, and on those 6 holes, there's always generally a bailout area where you can either hit it to the right or the left.
And as is the case with most Joe Lee designs, the player must fly the ball into the greens. Granted, there are several holes on this course where you can roll the ball up onto the putting surface, but those are the exception rather than the rule here at Bent Pine. With its 6 primary sets of tees, Bent Pine Golf Club is suitable for any level of player. For the low-handicap golfer, the Kenny Perry tees play to just over 7,000 yards. If you move it up to the white tees, this course plays to 60.98. And from the red tees, Bent Pine plays to 52.81.
It's everything you want at 7,000 yards. We've had US Open qualifiers. Typically we use those tees for those.
And while every hole is unique and special here at Bent Pine, there are several on the front side that caught our attention, including the tough par 4 sixth.
The sixth, in my mind, is the most difficult hole here. And it's dogleg, so there's no really cutting the dogleg either, and it's cut through pine trees. So it's everything's right in front of you, and it's just one of those holes that's a long, tough hole. 7 is cut through the pine trees as well, and that's a straighter hole.
Where trouble lurks in terms of fairway bunkers, both left and right. Then once you find the short grass, you'll be taking aim for a green that offers an ample amount of protection all around it. On the back nine, hole number 11 is what you might call a typical Florida golf hole, but with an elevated tee box.
You know, you're 40 feet above the hole there, and you've got water left. You've got a bailout area to the right, and a well-guarded green. 15 is a really unique hole. I think that's one of the prettier holes in South Florida. It's a beautiful, beautiful hole. It's a short risk-reward hole where a long hitter can kind of take a crack at the green.
The Joe Lee designed golf course at Bent Pine Golf Club in Vero Beach. A gem of a layout at one of South Florida's finest private golf clubs.
In my opinion, it's like one of Joe Lee's very best golf courses.
Fit for Golf and Fit for Life is brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game.
Hi, I'm Mindy B. from Fit for Golf, Fit for Life, and we're here at the beautiful Porter's Neck Country Club in Wilmington, North Carolina. You know, one of the biggest variables in golf that we want to take out of the equation altogether is our bodies. It's very important to have a very consistent body whenever you walk up to that tee every day and start your very first drive or your very first shot. It's very important. There's all kinds of other variables going on. There's the wind, the type of course you're playing. Did you get enough sleep? Did you eat the right breakfast? There's also that pre-shot routine that we try to make sure that we feel we have the exact amount of seconds, etc. But today I'm going to show you 3 moves to help your lower body be consistent, and it's in a pre-round routine. And you know what? By the time you make that turn on the back 9 and you feel like your legs are getting a little heavy and your hips are starting to tighten up and it's kind of affecting your low back, then you can go ahead and do these 3 moves, I call it the lower body 3, to help you stay loose and limber for your swing. So let's take that variable out right now. The first one is just a regular old quadricep stretch. It stretches the front of the thigh. So you're going to use your club as balance to help you. You're going to reach back and you're going to try to grab the ankle. Okay, so this would be ideal. Standing up nice and tall, squeezing the glute, pushing the hip out, breathing through, drop those shoulders back, and then pull the heel back. You can really feel that stretch in the quadricep. If you don't feel it, but you can hold on to your ankle, you're going to push your hip forward a little bit to engage the stretch. You are in charge of engaging the stretch. Let's say you can't get to that ankle. Maybe you can grab the back of your shoe, okay? Maybe you can reach down a little bit, and that's okay. Grab right here, and then just try to pull back. As long as you feel this, I don't care what it looks like. So you go from quadricep to, ooh, the hamstring's a little tight. So you're going to push your heel forward. You're going to sit back and hinge. So it's very important to also be able to hinge. You don't want a rounded back in golf. You want a hinge from your hips in golf. Once you do that and you push your hips back and your chest forward, you're going to reach down towards your toe. Reach down, big calf stretch, big hamstring stretch, nice flat back, body's pulling 2 different directions. Okay, there's a good hamstring and calf stretch. And then the very last one, because golf, as we know, doesn't just go forward and back, but it goes side to side and it also rotates, these hips can get really tight. So you're going to cross one foot over the other thigh and you're just going to gently sit back. Now, this is a standing glute stretch. You could do this sitting in your golf cart where you don't have to balance, cross your leg over, lean forward a little bit, and really feel that hip because of the load. Now, I'm a right-handed golfer. Right-handed golfers typically get pretty tight in that right hip. My hip tightens up a lot of the holes on the back nine, so I tend to do this one a lot. So you're gonna sit back. Okay, that's the lower body 3. Remember, if you're having trouble balancing, grab onto something stable. Quadricep stretch, hamstring stretch, glute or buttock stretch for your hips.
Fit for Golf and Fit for Life has been brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game. After graduating from Western Kentucky, Kenny Perry went to Florida to work on his game.
His uncle lived here in Vero Beach, so Kenny came out here and applied for a job, and he was hired to work on the driving range. So this was his place to practice and play.
Perry has won 27 times professionally, including 14 times on the regular tour and 10 times on the Champions Tour. And each year, he heads back to Bent Pine, first to work on his game, and secondly, to host the annual Kenny Perry Invitational.
And we raise money for the Boys and Girls Club, Hope for Families Center, and also for the playing aspirations of our assistant golf professionals. He always brings in another Champions Tour player with him. It's something that the membership really looks forward to, and it's a unique event for us here at Bent Pine.
Hole number 5 on the Jolie Design Golf Course here at Bent Pine Golf Club is a par 3 that requires the golfer to carry the pond on their way to the green.
It's a green complex that is about 40 feet below the teeing area,
which in itself makes number 5 one of the very few holes in South Florida with this degree of elevation change. Find the green off the tee and you could pick up a stroke. However, an errant tee shot will generally find a bailout area to the right of the putting surface.
just like you can on most of the holes here, and very fair. It's not like you've got to hit it on the green.
And because of the elevation change, you're probably wondering if the wind comes into play. Yes, it does, especially during the winter months.
That's one of those holes where you're downwind a good portion of the time, and it makes it a little bit more challenging, but it's not too much of a factor here.
I'm Sal Spallone. I'm the Director of Instruction out here at Bent Pine Golf Club. We are on number 3, just short of the green. And today we're going to talk about chipping, how to practice, and how to think like the pros. Right? The majority of us spend too much time consumed on the mechanics of this shot. I want to think a little bit more of the feel of the shot. Where do I want to land the golf ball? A lot of us think when we look and we just look at the pin. I want to specifically think, where am I going to land this golf ball right now in order to run out to the specific distance I want to go. I've got 2 towels set up here. I've got a 58-degree wedge. Now I'm going to make this work. I can either throw it back in my stance to create it to go a little bit lower. I'm going to keep it more in the middle or up front to get it to go a little bit higher. But I want to see, when I pick out a landing zone, how much is this ball rolling out? So this is what I'm practicing right now. This is what I'm judging when I'm training right now. If I get up here, I'm going to try to hit that first towel to the best of my ability. So I came up just short, but not too bad, and the ball rolled out about 8 to 10 feet. I'm going to try to hit the second towel, and I'm going to pay attention to where is this ball rolling out at this point. But just short of it, and that also rolled out about 10 feet. Now I've got a little bit of an upslope and I'm slightly into the grain here. So with this club that I'm using with a 58, I'm not going to get a lot of run. So if I've got a pin that's more in the middle or the back end of the green, and I'm still trying to hit this landing zone, I might use a little less lofted club. This would work perfect if I've got something that's shorter and closer to me. So instead of focusing so much on the mechanics, how not to hit it thin, how not to hit it heavy, I'm going to focus a little bit more in the future. Where would I want to land this golf ball? So now I'm tapping into a little bit more of my senses. All right. So now I can take away that sensation of the anxiety of the shot and give yourself visualize more of what do I want this shot to look like. I challenge you, if you can change your thinking and change your practice sessions, I guarantee you, you'll start making more chips and getting it closer to the hole.
It's a great risk-reward hole. The tee shot is a real tight tee shot.
Off the tee, you need to take aim for the center of the fairway, avoiding the pond to the left.
You can hit it to the right, but you're either in the bunkers or in some trees.
Now for the long hitter, if you're going for the green in 2, you'll need to carry this lake on your way to the green complex. For those golfers playing it as a 3-shot par 5, you can either lay up just short of the water or play your second shot out to the left. While going left gives you more green to work with, it also brings a series of bunkers into play.
And it gets a little bit tight though if you go to the left. It's a little easier hole if you go straight away in my opinion.
Around the green here at number 14, you'll find an ample amount of protection. The green itself is tiered and does slope from back to front, so you can either attack a pin location or play a little bit more conservatively and find the center of the dance floor. The par 5 14th here on the Joe Lee designed golf course at Bent Pine Golf Club in Vero Beach. Another example of how this layout offers a formidable challenge while still providing a fair test of golf for all skill levels. Members here at Bent Pine Golf Club will tell you that their Joe Lee designed golf course is second to none.
It's great here because of the no tee time rule and the way that the homes are back from the golf course. You feel like you're in a whole different part of the world when you come out.
Then add in superb practice facilities, weekly clinics by staff professionals,
And that's a new way of getting new golfers acclimated to the game.
so it's easy to see why Bent Pine is considered one of South Florida's premier clubs. But Bent Pine is more than a golf club. It's like an extended family.
Everywhere from our team members to our club membership. Everyone gets to know each other very, very well, where you're never a stranger.
Within the clubhouse, you'll find a well-appointed golf shop, both men's and women's locker rooms. Dining at Bent Pine is both sophisticated and casual. Bent Pine Golf Club in Vero Beach. Members love it for its Joe Lee designed golf course, but they also love it because it's truly their home away from home.
With our membership, with our team members, this is the best club in Vero Beach.
18th hole, you really have to hit a great drive. I mean, the drive is the key shot on 18. It's a tough finishing hole.
Off the tee, you need to avoid the bunkers on both sides of the fairway. End up and say this one up the left-hand side, and chances are you'll be punching it back out to get back into the short grass.
And there's not a lot of room on 18. It opens up more in the second shot than it does on your tee shot. Once you hit a good tee shot there, the hole gets a lot easier from there.
With a really good tee shot, some players might be tempted to go for the green in 2. But in order to do that, you'll have to thread a shot through or around these pine trees up the left-hand side.
Where you might have to draw it around the pine tree or fade it or try to maneuver around the pine tree.
So in essence, the smart play here is to hit your second shot out to the right, giving you a really nice angle into the green. The green here at number 18 is not very big for a par 5 and is protected by 4 fairly good-sized bunkers. So the safe play is to find the center of the putting surface with your approach shot, and hopefully this gives you a chance at birdie, or at least walking off this tough finishing hole with a par. Golf America, a weekly look at the courses you play and the game we love, has been brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game, and by CyberLinksGolf.com, the home of golf course videos.